For that, well, let's focus on Coal India. And Coal India did see a correction of roughly around 9% in the last few days, but it's bounced back in today's trading session. And Jefferies has come out with a note. Remember, they've been positive on the stock. They have a target price of around 600 rupees. So let's break this up for you into 4 factors. Point number 1, they're talking about India's strong economic growth outlook, which will help drive the growth for coal. And in that case, Coal India's volumes as well could move up. They are factoring in a 6% CAGR growth from year on the volumes front. They're highlighting that the power PLFs, they haven't reached the highest levels we have seen since 2008. But in the coming years, they believe that the PLF will go back to around that 79-80% odd. So that's one factor. And the thermal capacity addition as well should be in the vicinity of 7 to around 17 gigawatt per year. That's much higher than the 2 to around 5 that we've seen in the most recent years. So higher production, higher capacity coming on stream, as well as higher PLF will drive coal offtake. Next up, they're talking about the big fall in e-auction prices. They believe the worst seems behind and things should look up from here on. To give you a couple of numbers, the e-auction premium in comparison to the FSA was more than 200% in FY23. And in the first quarter that's just gone by, that number's come down to around 58%. But they say it's par for the course because the next 2 years, they're factoring in 55 to around 60% of e-auction premium in comparison to FSA. Moving to point number 3, they have cut their cash EBITDA by around 6% because they're factoring in little lower volume than what they were factoring in earlier and relatively higher cost. But they're saying the EPS as well as the EBITDA gets a bit of a boost up. Why is that? Because the way they're accounting for the non-cash stripping ratio. So because of that, they are working with a flattish EPS number for the next few years of around 58 to around 63 rupees. In the past year, it was around 61 rupees odd. So a broad range is what they're working with. And finally, they're saying valuations at around 10 times. Well, it's not expensive because they're comparing to the Nifty valuation, which is at around 20 times. And they're saying the differential between Coal India's valuations as well as the Nifty valuation is much higher than what we saw close to around 10-15 years or so ago. So put all this together, Jefferies is bullish on the stock and the stock is flying away in today's trading session.
Okay, interesting. That's